Hello, welcome to... I'm Alex.
And I'm Kirby. Today we're going to talk about your mom.
Once upon a time, your mom was wandering around America.
And she met this American guy.
The American guy led her to his drug cartel and gave her a batch of brownies.
Which she then consumed and got super high on.
And then she woke up. It was all a dream. She got in her car and drove off towards the sunset.
Where she met her flaming demise.
And woke up again. It was one of those freakish dream inside a dream scenarios. She got up, she brushed her teeth, and ate a bowl of
Poison.
which she was immune to. So
Then she had a heart attack and died.
in the afterlife, she realized that all the buildings were made of cheese, but she forgot the crackers.
And so she just decided to start consuming the cheese alone, but then she realized that she was lactose intolerant, and so she died. I'm making this very difficult for you.
In hell, she met Satan and told him to... she told him he needed Jesus. He said, duh. And then...
And then he kicked her out. For her insubordination.
Your mom was then reincarnated as a Latin American car salesman.
Who used to be a gynecologist in Cuba.
One day, she sold a car to a nice young lad carrying a pomegranate.
But he didn't have enough money for the car, so he beat her to death with the pomegranate and stole the car.
When the ambulance came, she was dead. But they took her to
Obviously.
the hospital and gave her some pills, and she was resuscitated.
But turns out she was allergic to the pills, so she died. From anaphylactic shock.
Meanwhile, back in hell, Satan realized he really did need Jesus, and he decided to find him. He went up to heaven and found him, and they had a talk. And then Satan met your mom, also in heaven, and went back to his hellish business. Because...
Unfortunately, because your mom had been a gynecologist in Cuba, she was not eligible, but she was not eligible for heaven, so she was kicked out.
Satan was getting real tired of dealing with your mom in hell, so he decided to give her one last chance back on planet Earth. This time, she was born as an aspiring astronaut.
Unfortunately, when she got to space, her helmet cracked and she froze to death. I'm making this very difficult for you.
Then along came a squirrel, who was also an astronaut.
He thought she was a nut. So he
And
tried to eat her
devoured her.
corpse.
And then he realized that when he took his helmet off, he was dead. Satan, upon meeting the squirrel in hell, realized he wasn't allowing squirrels into hell this time
Because
of
they
year.
don't have souls.
Well, they'd reached the what's it called?
Mating
Quota?
season. Quota?
Yes,
Okay.
they'd reached the quota.
That makes more
and
sense.
were no longer accepting squirrels. So he was sent to heaven.
Where he was kicked out for cannibalism. Well, not cannibalism, but devouring a human corpse.
Then your mom woke up.
And died of a heart attack. I think I already said that. She was shot by a Serbian spy.
The Serbian spy
Decided to get a job as an
ice cream salesman.
ice cream salesman. Yes. Well, I
That's
say
your
a,
fault.
and yeah, it is my fault. I'm trying to fix it.
Then
Anyways,
the ice cream salesman started selling a new kind of ice cream.
human. Actually,
It was a big hit. Everyone loved it.
Then he changed the name.
So
Right
Sam's
now to-
business was picking up. I mean, when they died, which was later on. Because they were cannibals and they weren't righteous. So they went to hell.
Later, he decided to change his ice cream's name due to other people copying it to yourmom.com.
He then started selling
Google
the
that.
Human ice cream. Well, your mom now. He then started selling your mom online.
And people started calling him a pimp. So he went out of business. And ended up low life, not low life, but a hopeless hobo in the streets of Brooklyn, New York.
We now come to the point where it's time to find the moral of the story.
The moral is you really shouldn't eat that much pizza before you go to bed. It's just not good for you.
And
Also, cocaine is not the way to go. Unless you're a drug
there was
salesman.
never cocaine.
We're
Don't eat those brownies.
There, yeah.
Thank you for watching.